Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Woo.
PCB Show.
Episode number
I don't even know. Eight?
Get it together.
Yeah,
Get it together.
episode number
Cool.
8.
I want to get to a point where I just forget. I'm like, yes, we've done enough. We've done heaps. You know?
Lucky number 8, starring our very, very, very special guest,
Special.
Thanks, guys.
Renee.
The queen of Perth.
Oh,
Yeah, no doubt, the Queen of Perth, the Queen of
Straight out.
PCB Show.
Terrible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Our first,
what's happening?
our first female guest.
Yeah.
Am I actually? You know what? I was going to
Show.
ask you guys if you've had any females on the show because
No.
I've just seen all the dudes, which is fine. So fine.
It's not
but
intentional, but
I
yeah.
know. No, it's good. It's good to be here.
I mean,
Thanks,
yeah.
guys.
Actually, you're not the first one we reached out to, though.
Oh,
You're
I'm
the first one that
not?
showed up. Yeah.
No, no.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
But yeah.
Don't worry, man.
Yeah,
Eventually we'll
don't
have
worry.
everyone on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what's been happening in your world? What's you been up to lately?
Busy life, right? Busy at work.
So many things. Yeah, I guess I started a new job at SciTech, so
Ooh.
That's
yeah,
been really-
we love it.
yeah, that's been really, really great. So
Yeah.
just grabbing a handle on that and trying to upkeep my practice
Yeah. Yeah. at the
and
same
things
time,
like that at the same time. Yeah, but not a whole lot. I think COVID has put a stop to things for a while, but now momentum's starting to pick up back again.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, for sure.
How have you been coping with COVID? Has it been good to you, or has it?
COVID, very difficult time. I'd say at first I was like, I've got so much time to practice. So I was practicing all the time, every day,
Yep.
for a long time.
yeah.
And ended up being unemployed during COVID, and we went further into lockdown,
Yeah.
and I just kind of stopped dancing for a period of time.
Oh, did you?
I felt like I just couldn't train anymore. I felt like there was just no purpose. Like
Yep.
it was just a bit of a weird time for me for a couple of months there. I found it really hard because you couldn't really connect with anyone as well, and I just was missing that community link and that reason
Yep.
to dance. As far as I knew, travel was completely out of the question. So there's no battles, there's no nothing, and that's like a lot of the reason why I train and want to dance. So I did go through a very weird, awkward time
Yep.
during COVID. I really feel like that was probably the case with a lot of people, not just myself. But yeah, eventually got through it and picked up my momentum to practice again. So that's very odd for me as well, because if you know me, I need to practice. Like I'll practice all the time. It's not something that I stop and start. So for me to go through this strange period of not practicing, I was just like, oh my God, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
What's happening? Like, why is this going on? But, just found I have to let myself go through the motions, because I did find COVID quite hard.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys.
For me, it was a bit of a blessing to me personally. I know what you mean with the whole, you kind of lose that lack of motivation or whatever it is, like the purpose of dancing. It's like, where's the community? Where's the people to engage with and the battles? It was like, what am I doing this for? But I had to remind myself why I do it.
Yeah. Yep.
And then, self-discipline is something I like to practice all the time,
Yep.
So, I was kind of motivated and pumped, I kind of just wanted to, get it, like take advantage of it to get ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely felt like that for half of it. And then, I don't know, just went through this weird phase of not having that mindset, and it was just like no want to train whatsoever for a while there. So it was pretty strange for me, because I'm never the one to flick in and out. I'm always just in it, and that's it.
So the first for you.
Yeah, it was the first for me, and I was like, wow.
Well,
What about you, Jeff?
yeah, I thought it was okay. It was a good time to really explore what I liked, and it was nice to not really be like, how do I say it? It was nice to not have to like show up to like a community practice, or like it was nice to like actually be detached from all of that for a little while.
Yeah, I
I
see you.
I felt that I had a lot of fun just like being alone. That was like the best part for me. But obviously, I feel like you need a balance of the two. So
you definitely do, and that's something I learned as well. The appreciation of having a community, and even if it's not in your own style, you still have friends in the dance scene, you know what I mean? You still have people there that want to dance, and at the end of the day, that's all we're doing is just dancing. So it definitely made me appreciate the scene a lot more, I think.
That's something that you had to deal a lot with, hey, during the past few years, just being the only, in your own, like,
yes.
being arguably the only practitioner of wacking.
Yeah, do people know what you do? Wacking, right?
Wacking, yep. Definitely, that has been a massive challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
Being the only one that's pioneering for the scene and actively practicing all the time. And to be honest with you, like, I would probably not be much without my friends, you know, like Ahang, Jason, PJ, Bao. They really push me, and
that's good.
you know, they make me feel like they're still here for me, like, just because they're not wacking dancers, like, they still jam with me, they still practice with me, they can still help me in their own ways. So you know, whilst yes, a lot of it is my own drive, I still have many people around me that, you know, are rooting for me and want to dance with me. So in that aspect, like, I'm quite lucky. But it definitely is hard not having your own style in the community, and it is something I'm working on behind the scenes to try and engage. Like I was teaching before, and I think wacking was just too new to Perth yet. I don't think people had seen me do enough, if that makes sense, like to create enough interest. So when I stopped doing that, I was like, okay, I want to do some projects, put out more social media content. That's why, like, I try and post a lot about it, so there is some traction for interest. And now that I feel like there is, I'm going to be teaching soon. So
wicked.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to tell us where you're going to be teaching?
I'll be teaching at YMCA. So I want to really keep in what Ahang has done for the community, because he's created this really great safe space, and it's like the new street dance jam home. So I want to keep with that.
House of hip-hop.
Just the house of us to go to dance at. I wanted to keep that meaning, and I think YMCA is a great location, and what they do there for the community is really great. So I'll be teaching there mid-August. I think it's the 18th, but wait for the flyer.
Okay, sick. We'll let them know. Sure.
Yeah.
And it always hasn't been wacking, right?
Yeah, I've definitely dabbled in other things, other street styles as well, just to figure out what I like. I guess my origins of dance
what's your story?
From a very, very young age was ballet. So I was put into ballet. Didn't necessarily choose it, I was put into it for a while. I actually danced full time for half of my high school career. High school journey, I should say. And I was homeschooled.
Oh, I did not know this at all.
Yeah, so I was homeschooled for half of my high schooling, attending, it was Youth Ballet WA back then. So they're like the junior professional program to bridge you to go out into the world and audition for proper professional ballet companies. So yeah, I was in that, and I just found that ballet really wasn't my heart. As I got older and actually grew to know who I was, it just wasn't for me. Definitely appreciated all the training that came with it, because it's helped me in 1,000 different ways with any dance I've thrown myself into. So
not even dancing,
hey?
Not even dancing, like the real world as well.
The real world, the discipline, that's why I find, like, why I'm so disciplined is because of all that ballet training. And whilst I didn't choose that, I was just thrown into it. I really appreciate that experience and the mindset that it gave me, because it's something that I just carry with me now all the time in life, but in dance as well. So and through that did contemporary and some Spanish styles as well. Then I finally stopped and decided I want a normal life. I want to go to high school. I want to go to high school. I want to go to high school parties. You know, I want to study at school. You know what I mean? Just have a normal experience. I
don't, because I would like to know as well. I don't want to jump off topic, but I also want to know what it was like going through like homeschool as well. But I still want to know about your dancing career.
So homeschooling was it was really hard. It was so hard. We attended this place called SIDE in Leederville. It's Schools of Isolated and Distance Education. So every Friday we'd go in and hand in our work and get new assignments and get new work for the week and things like that. But the work itself wasn't hard. It was the discipline that came with it, because we would dance from like 8 to 4. We would have to gym or do some conditioning after it as well. And then we'd have to go home and do school leave.
You'd have to do it.
So it was a lot. It was so much for, you know, a young teenager to handle. I don't actually know how I did it. I just did it. But then transitioning into school was also like normal school, and not dancing was huge as well. Like that was a big like culture change for me.
Was it?
It was like a shock to the system. Like I got along with everyone really easily, but low key I was panicking for so long, because it was so foreign to me. Now I'd gone from a normal primary school and then not being in normal school. I was dancing full time, and then I wasn't dancing and in a normal school regime. So I was just kind of like, oh shit, this is wild. But definitely.
Boys and parties and
I just started to kind of live.
Wow,
you don't like that?
I know more than 200 people. Like
I lived my teenage life then, you know. So I had my fun. I went to parties and hung out with all my friends and stuff. Whereas when I was in ballet, we still did that.
How old were you when you made that transition?
12.
Oh, okay. 12, right.
I was 12, So, in ballet we'd still have fun with each other, and we'd still kind of have that normal teenage life, but not much, because we had to dance. Like that was it. You had to dance. So you can't be going to parties and messing around and not eating right and all this kind of stuff. I went to a
party when I was 12, but
no, but like, you know, when
Renee.
I don't know.
Those McDonald's playgrounds, that was about it.
No, I mean like when you're 14, 15, you start going to parties and things, and you make me sound like a demon child. But that wasn't a thing. So that wasn't really allowed, and understandable, because you're training to be a professional dancer. You know?
Oh, cool shit.
Yep.
So now you're in high school. You've transitioned from contemporary into
normal life.
Nothing really.
Into nothing. Okay, into nothingness.
I think I went. The institute back then, I went through a lot mentally, and image-wise, and how do I say this without trashing anything or anyone?
No, you're fine.
But it just wasn't a healthy space to be at the time, and it really did take a toll. And I thought that's all dance was, so I didn't dance for a while. I may have gone to like casual contemporary classes or casual like heels classes, but for a few years, maybe up until I met Helena and started wacking, dance was just like a bit of a struggle. It definitely left a
scorch.
and it definitely left a question mark of, is this so judgmental? Is this really what it is? But I think the people that really opened that up for me was Ahung. And Helena, which you guys remember, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't
think I know who Helena is.
She was the person who actually taught me whacking.
I don't know. So
I'm pretty sure you've battled her a few times as
probably.
well.
She used to hang out with Conquerors.
She was in Conquerors.
She was like that semi-tall.
Oh, she was very quiet though. Very quiet, skinny Asian girl. Okay, I know her.
Shout out to Helena.
Okay, well, can you talk about if you did any styles before wacking?
Yes, definitely did. I dabbled in a lot of street styles.
That's good.
Probably, I didn't really invest any time into like breaking footwork and popping and stuff, but it's something that you can spend some time on to incorporate in your own dance.
Yeah.
I think a major influence in my dance is and still, like was and is still Ahang.
Yeah.
Just simply because his love for dance, and he taught me a lot of foundational things that you actually need to be able to dance in that kind of way. So yeah, I did spend a lot of time training with him, and I did spend a lot of time with some of the Conquerors Cruise members at the time, like Jester and stuff, and Paul. And
Fucking with you.
So that's kind of where my street dance journey had began, and I met Helena.
Yeah, so you meet Helena.
So wacking was something that I actually was interested in for a while. I just didn't know where to go to, and I met Helena, and she taught me basics, and she educated me on some history and things like that, and then unfortunately she left to go back home. And then I was left all by myself.
Okay, what year did you start learning wacking?
Probably halfway through 2017, I think.
Okay.
So I feel like in hindsight, relatively new, but I feel like
you are, man.
Yeah, but I feel like I've been doing it for way longer. I don't know.
I feel like you've had this because of like the circumstances. You had to like step up and grow like exponentially.
It pushed you.
Probably.
Do you feel that way?
Yes, I went through my own journey with wacking. Although I was taught basics and things like that, YouTube and social media, literally just watching how other people were dancing, I had to learn everything that way, and I still don't know some of the names of foundational moves, to be honest with you, because I've never gone to a basics class, I've never gone to a beginners class. I've just learned everything pretty much on my own from watching and being like, I would sit there and rewind the same maybe 5 seconds for hours and go, why does that person's arm look different to mine? How can I get my technique that way? So how can I mirror that technique so I learn what I'm doing until I actually come across someone that can teach me, So it was a lot of that. It was a lot of trying to watch people's videos and differentiate, everyone does this, so this must be foundational, or this must be a common thing. That's not their choreography, or that's not their freestyle. So it was a lot of deciphering what was foundation and what wasn't, and then just really going for it. And training and spending a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of frustration because of, maybe things like my hands. Hands is very personalized in wacking how you want to use them. But at the time I didn't know, so I was running around finding, but they do that, they have their hands this way and they express their hands that way. What does this mean? Like, I'm so unsure. So I did a lot of that, and Andy from Melbourne. You guys know Andy from Melbourne?
Andy from Melbourne, of course I know.
Very influential.
I met him once. I don't think Isaac ever did.
Yeah, pretty much built the scene. He actually was coming over to Perth for a quick little holiday, and he reached out to me and offered to teach me, give me a lesson. He was only here for one day. And I was like, yes, please. And he taught me for about 3 hours, and I kid you not, everything that he taught me just completely changed me. I was getting there on my own, but there were key things that I was missing, and there were also little things that actually amount to key things that I was missing. And he did like a 3-hour one-on-one intensive with me, and to this day, I use the training methods, the training techniques, the exercises, everything. And it was quite pivotal in my training and my growth, actually having him even just for that day. So I can only imagine what it's like having someone there and you're seeing like that all the time.
So we're in 2017, or halfway through. You meet Helena. Helena shows you some stuff, and you go on YouTube for a bit. Helena leaves, and then you meet Andy. Is that the timeline?
Basically, I met Andy in 2018. maybe like 6-7 months into my wacking journey.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said. Yeah.
How did he find out about you?
I think, you know what? I can't remember how that relationship started. I think I might have found him and added him on social media or something and reached out to him. I think. Hopefully he sees this, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. Yeah, I think it was just like a social media thing of me trying to find who was in the scene, who do I go to? I don't know anyone, you know? So yeah, he was very pivotal in my training and what I do now.
Okay, then after Andy, do you travel?
So
I feel like you're very well travelled.
Yeah, maybe. I'm starting to. I mean, I wanted to do a lot more this year, but anyway. I went to... Where was the first place I travelled to? Oh, Melbourne.
Yep.
I went to Melbourne purely because Wizard, he's a Korean whacker, really good. He was coming to Melbourne, and for someone who doesn't have a teacher as such, I was like, I need to go there, and I just need to get a private with him. I need to do his workshops. I need to talk to him because you know, and also.
So you meet the Holy Wizard. You meet the Wizard of Wacking in Melbourne.
Right.
2 years into your grand journey, you meet the Wizard.
Yeah. He's actually like the funniest person.
Yeah, right.
Really?
Like usually whackers, you know, they'll be like sexy or like really, like fierce, or you know, you can have any personality, any demeanor that you want as a whacker, but I haven't come across many funny ones. But he's just so hilarious, and he was very open and very giving and really understanding as to why I wanted to push so hard to get a private with him, because I don't have anyone here, you know. So for me it was all about trying to grab onto the opportunity, trying to grab onto someone's knowledge, like, oh, this is there, like I need to do it, you know. So he definitely taught me a lot more in the sense of dance. So not just whacking. He was like, okay, you have technique, you know what you're doing now, but it was more music and structuring your rounds, and incorporating things that I wasn't doing in my dance in general. So yeah, and I did spend a lot of time with him talking about whacking and how I should go about building the scene and stuff, and he was very supportive, like, you're it, you can do it, like you've got it in you, you can see it, like just keep going. So yeah, come back to Perth, and I was like, oh, I'm back here with no community.
Oh no.
So like it was so great being over there that I came back, and I felt like I was definitely missing something. I just had the best time over there.
How long were you there for?
I think just a week or something like that, but it
just made such a big difference.
It makes a huge difference, because I've gone from no whacking community to meeting all the girls in Melbourne and meeting Wizard, and actually like really loving where I was and loving that they had a community, you know. So when I came back, I was like, oh, I don't have that here, but it was just more motivation to train, I guess.
So you've been seeking, you got a few mentors like Wizard, right? I know Wizard was such he sounds like he's really easy to approach. But what motivated you to approach these mentors? Like,
I had no one.
Yeah, you just had a hunger or a desire to like, I need.
Yes, I had a huge hunger and a huge desire that when these opportunities presented themselves to me, not only did I take it, I pushed for more, because I was like, you know what? I'm so isolated. I'm not gonna have opportunities that come up all the time. It's not like I can spend my every week traveling. When I have that opportunity, I need to take it and try and push out as much as what I can get from it, because you know, I don't come back home to regular teaching and stuff. I come back to just me and YouTube. So it was basically my hunger and desire to, I want to be better, and I really want to know more, and I need to know more about this culture. So you know, it's not like I talked to Wizard or anything, you know, like we haven't really kept in contact. I did see him in Singapore actually when I went to Whack It Out. We did spend some time together there.
But that was one of the jams you went to, like last year?
Yes, last year.
Did you go to a jam before that though?
No.
Didn't you go to RF though? You definitely went to One Radical Force jam. I remember.
I think that was 16, 17.
I remember seeing you there, and we like hung out for a bit.
I definitely have gone to RF. I think before. I think that was before my wacking journey.
I think so as well.
So what were you doing there, Cora? You don't even remember.
Just dabbling in street styles. I was taking a lot of choreography classes actually. Yeah. Not that it's a bad thing. It's dance. Like I love dance. But the first. Going back to what you were saying, the first battle that I had travelled for, and still to this day, the only wacking battle I have ever entered, because the situation right now, was Whack It Out in Singapore. I went by myself. I didn't know anyone. I have a few friends over there that I kind of have met and kept in contact with on social media in the whacking scene. But yeah, I just threw myself in there, and that was me going over there. I had to prove to myself that you're on the right track, you know what you're doing, and you need to make a name for yourself. You need to make a name for Perth. You need to let people know that we have a scene here, we're training, we're doing our thing. Like just because we're isolated and you might not hear from us, we have a scene here. And that was like, I wish I could go and travel for whacking battles now. Like I wish I could do that, because I learnt so much and it was just the best. I had the best time. It was so different to all styles.
You made the top 4.
Yeah, I made it through to top 4. I lost a tiebreaker round to a Korean wacker. Yeah, she's great. She was really great. But that was quite a...
Like a breakthrough.
That was a breakthrough, and that's quite a mark on my journey.
To know where you're at.
To know where I'm at, but also just to connect and really love what I was doing. Like I really lived my life when I was in Singapore.
Did you?
Yeah, I was by myself, and it was one of the best things I've ever done, traveling by myself. But just going, you just need to fucking do this, Renee. Like, just go ahead, battle, put the hard work in, train for it, and get what you want. Like, you're gonna get what you want if you put your mind to it.
Fuck yeah.
Point, like that's just it. You know, anything that you want to do, point blank. And yeah, I remember being so scared, because I was like, imagine if I've been training for this whole time and I've spent all this money and whatever, and I'm actually doing things wrong. Right. So for me, it was kind of a deciding factor, like, yes, you're on the right path, just keep going. It wasn't like oh my God, yeah, I won. It was more so to show me that, you know what you're doing, you're earning this, keep going, you know? And I got a result that I was really happy with. Was really happy with.
Was there a lot of pressure on you? Like, did you put a lot of pressure on yourself? Like, you were saying, oh shit, this is for not just myself, this was for Perth. Like, and how did you cope with that?
I didn't cope with it at all. Look,
you pulled it off.
I definitely had a lot of breakdowns within myself, behind doors, trying to figure things out. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of pressure, and I know all my friends, and you know, everyone in the scene was really rooting for me and waiting for me, and I know that they weren't pressurizing me, but they were counting on me. You know what I mean? Like I just felt
all eyes are on you.
Yeah, I just felt like that, but I really put a huge amount of pressure on myself, which wasn't healthy, and I know for future, like, you need to relax with that. But you know, for someone who doesn't have a teacher, who's pretty much self-taught, it was very scary. It was very scary to try and train for a battle that I've never been to a whacking battle, you know? I don't know what it's like. All I've seen is what's on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely put a lot of pressure on myself, and so many times I was like, why am I not doing this right? You know, and I would spend 6 days out of the week training.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I would train 6 days a week, pretty much for 3 to 4 hours, or sometimes twice a day.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my God, that's like athlete. type level.
That's that.
It definitely wasn't a healthy balance. Like, I'll say that. It definitely wasn't a healthy balance, but because I was a beginner whacker, trying to push myself to make it with the top dogs, like, you can't fast track the process, but I really wanted to work hard because I was like, no, I want to do really well in this battle. I want to do well for myself, and I want to stay hungry, and I want to keep growing. So I pretty much tried to push myself as much as I could and get to a level where I could by myself. And then after the battle, I was like, now I see. Now I see where my growth is. I've pushed myself this far. Now I'm at this event talking to all these people, dancing and learning. Now I can see you've went this far, and now this is what else you have to do. So I really wanted to make sure that I was going there doing everything that I possibly could on my own, if that makes sense. I didn't want to waste the opportunity and going over there with things that I already know that I need to do, if that makes sense. Am I making sense right now?
That makes sense. I know what you mean. It's like, don't go there asking questions to the answer I already know. Like, I already know basics, I have to do this basic and get it good. Stretch myself. What's something that I'm not aware of?
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Work to my full capacity, my full knowledge at the time, and then gain things that I have no idea about. And that's really what Whack It Out did for me. And the organisers, they really welcomed me. I was the only Australian I was actually the only non-Asian there. So I walked in and I was like, shit. It was intense, but you know, everyone was so welcoming, and my purpose was, like I said, to push myself to the point where I know what I know. Now let me absorb things that I don't know, because there was no way I was going to waste that opportunity and that chance on learning things that I already know. You know?
Absolutely. That's how you're going to grow. That's probably why you've grown so much.
I hope so. I hope so. And it was really nice seeing Wizard as well. He remembered me, and you know, he gave me some feedback after the battle, and I got to spend some time with him and talk to the DJs and stuff like that as well, which was quite great. DJ Psych.
DJ Psych.
Yeah.
So where did you go after that? After Whack It Out?
I came back home. And I kept practicing and things, but I actually took a bit of a break. Like I said, I put myself through a lot of unnecessary pressure, and I wasn't resting as much as what I was training.
Why'd you take a break though?
Because I was very burnt out.
Okay.
Not a huge break.
Physically and mentally?
I would say more mentally. I was very burnt out mentally because, and that's my own fault, I was doing my head in. Always thinking, even when I wasn't dancing, I was always thinking of dance. But it was to the point where it's like, okay.
Were you thinking of dance when you were dancing?
I was always trying to proactively train. You know how Mike was talking about practicing with intention?
Yes.
Always.
Always, right?
Yeah, always. But even when I was just living life, going to the shops, going out for coffees with my friends or whatever, when I got the chance, it was that, because I had such a high drive to get to where I wanted to get to and learn what I wanted to learn, you know. So I definitely came back, and I needed to breathe. Definitely needed to breathe. I don't think that you can be in battle mode for practice all the time. I think you need to practice all the time, but I do think it's a different level of training when you're in battle training, if that makes sense. You know, like, of course you're always training to be ready, but when you have a specific event in mind, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely up the ante like a bitch.
Like something changes, like you know in the back of your mind, like I actually should ready up.
It's just more training intensely and taking it a bit more seriously, and for me, I really did that, and I felt quite burnt out mentally, and I had to learn that you do need a balance. You can't just kill yourself over it and then come back and not dance. So I had to take a little bit of a break. It was maybe like a few weeks or so, maybe even a month.
How'd you feel after that?
I still jammed, and sorry, by a break, I don't mean I just stopped dancing.
Okay. That's what I thought.
No, maybe for like a week or so, I gave myself some breathing space, but I still jammed. I just wasn't training. I just wasn't practicing for a bit. I took a bit of a break, and then destructive steps. came around for me, I decided that I really wanted to go. And this time I prepped for it, but I think because I was so tired from Singapore, I was like, I don't want to do that to myself again. I want to go and I want to have a really good time. I was like, I don't want to drain myself. I really want to have a good time, and I want to love dance, and I want to love everyone that I'm around, and I just want to have fun. But at the same time, I want to battle. And of course, being Renee Russo, like when I got there, the first night was a ladies' night and complete switch, like literally.
You just throw everything. You're like,
I can't chill.
Nah. I was like, I never wanted to go there and chill. I just wanted to be a bit more outgoing and friendly with my vibe at the event. And I got there and I was just like, no way. I was like, I've been lying to myself. No way. And that whole night, I didn't talk to anybody.
Oh, no.
Like, I would have said like hi and whatever, but I don't think I actually spoke to anyone properly that whole night, because for me, when I'm in battle mode, like that's it. I just have to accept it. Battle mode for me, I'm so one-track minded. Like I talked to a few people like here and there and gave them support, but I wasn't really living in the experience of the community.
What was that ladies' night like? Were they dancing? Were they just chilling, drinking?
No, it was 1v1 battle, ladies only, one-on-one battle.
Right.
And it was such a crazy night, and I met so many great girls in the scene, like I should say women, really great women in the scene, you know. I did talk to a lot of people after it, but during it, that's just how I am. Can't help it. Yeah, that's it, like honestly. And yeah, I did really well that night. I was actually surprised with myself.
Made it to the finals?
Made it to the finals.
Made it to the finals,
Battled the amazing Anna.
Anna, the locker,
the locker from Japan, absolutely crazy. And that was, I think it's still my favorite battle exchange to date. She is a high-level dancer, and yeah, like I said before, you know so much, and then you get that experience that teaches you a lot. She taught me a lot. She taught me so much, and yeah, it'll still be one of my favorite battles ever. I think that final round, definitely. She really gave it to me. She really gave it to me, and it was an experience that I really needed. I felt like I wasn't.
Like she whipped your ass.
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't getting that in Perth, and she really went for it, and she did so well, and it was a really good experience to battle her. As much as I don't like losing, I love losing. Like
you learn more, man.
You need to lose. If I don't lose, I will just not have that hunger. You know what I mean? So as much as we all want to win, and as much as it sucks when you do lose, you need to lose. Like everyone has to lose sometimes. And I find that when I lose is when I will learn the most, and I'll keep pushing. Of course, always chasing the W in a battle, like that's just who I am. But when I lose, definitely the biggest learning experience.
I really resonate with you with that. Like, I'm not scared. Doesn't matter what kind of, how I'm feeling, what I'm capable of doing in that moment. I don't care. I'm ready to put it all out. Like,
same.
You know, that's sick. You shouldn't be afraid to lose.
No, and that's the thing, like...
Because no one really gives a shit, you know what I mean? Like, it's just you in your head.
It is, definitely. And, you know, I'm not saying that it's not hard to deal with, because sometimes when I lose, I'm like, I don't even want to talk to anybody.
But it's fuel. I think when I
But it's fuel. When you've like had a look at things logically, when you don't feel so cut about losing, then you can actually see your lessons. And you know, people are probably going to watch this to think I'm crazy, but you know.
Bro, I think they're going to resonate with you. This is those.
I'm just being honest.
Yes.
I don't like to lose, but at the end of the day, I love to lose because it's going to teach me. It's going to make me a better dancer.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Go. Ironically, when you lost to Ina, you won the next day. Not the next day, but you won the day after that.
The next day, I did 3v3 with Ahong and Mad Mike. And that was fun. I actually had so much fun with them, and I really wish we could battle again as a team, because I think we worked really great. We qualified for top 16 out of like 60 crews or something, and then lost to Pop and Jack, Jiggy Jaya and Enna.
Oh really?
So that was our top 16 matchup, and we were like, oh man, oh my heart fell off.
There you go, Queen.
Thanks. Yeah, we were like, oh man, fuck it, just have fun, like go for it, you know? And I think we put up a decent fight. But that, for me, the next day, I was like, yeah, you know, I've got a team, like, let's carry each other, let's have fun, you know? And then the day after, I teamed up with Shazam for Bonnie and Clyde. And that was crazy. That was a really crazy battle. That was a really crazy night. Yes, I had fun, but I was a bit more back into battle mode. I was tired, actually. I was
3 days in a row.
really tired from, Friday night and then dancing all day Saturday. And by the time Sunday came, I really had to dig deep to pull that out. But,
So the difference between Whack It Out and Destructive Steps was the pressure different? Because you trained for Whack It Out, and then you went to Destructive Steps and said, I'm just going to have fun, I'm going to relax, and you probably had a better time there and you got better results.
I wouldn't say a better time. It was just different. And it's hard because I wanted to go there and just have fun, but I went there and I obviously reverted back to like really strict.
Did it help with the pressure? Like, did it help not putting pressure on yourself?
No, it didn't. Definitely not. And maybe a part of me, like, I need that pressure to work hard. It was just different, you know. Singapore for me was all about connecting with whackers, but Sydney for me was like, females are here in Perth, man. Like, we're here. There is a whacker in Perth, like, I can do all styles just because, you know, I like whacking, whatever, like, I can do all styles. I'm gonna get there, like, I'll beat your ass. It was more, again, kind of the same reason, like, Perth is well and truly alive, like, Perth is here. Perth is definitely here, but also, girls can do it. We can do it.
No doubt. You got a good leader like you.
It's so scary when people call me a leader, because I'm like, am I? Do I even know what I'm doing?
No one ever really knows what they're doing.
I know. And I think it was more of a all-style lesson for me, obviously. I saw areas in my dance that weren't whacking specific that I needed to work on. Definitely.
Do you have any like fun after party stories in Sydney?
Well, for some reason I'm pretty much the only person that wants to drink at any after party. Like that's a dance event. So I didn't end up drinking because, like, I don't know. Everyone thinks I'm a demon, whatever. But I love to drink. Everyone knows that. I love to party. I love to drink. So I didn't drink because no one else was. So
you're like, man, you're lame.
Now some people were just like casually drinking, you know, which is
probably the people you hang out with. Because I know Mike doesn't drink.
Yeah, he doesn't. Neither does Ahang. But like a lot of the Sydney people weren't, I don't think, drinking that night either. I might be wrong, but I don't remember anyone drinking. But we did go to an after party, House of Feels session it was. And it was
House of Feels?
Yeah, House of Feels or something like that.
House of Feels.
Something like that. It was a house event, house music event, but they played some break beats. I think they even played some Afro beats. And what street dance and hip hop and stuff is, I felt like I really experienced that night. Because everyone was just catching onto each other's grooves. And it was just a party and it was a really good time, and we were all just, if we wanted to go in and cypher, we were just doing it because we really felt the music rather than like, oh, it's your turn now, you know what I mean? Or you haven't danced for a while. Everyone was just super keen and on a really nice vibe. So yeah, I did do that in Sydney. And what else did I do?
It just sounded like you had a complete blast.
I did, yeah. Both Singapore and Sydney were great. I appreciated, I think, the Sydney trip because I didn't know many people in the Aussie scene.
Yep.
And I got to know them. So, yeah, really appreciate it. Man, I don't care about the clout. It's not about that. Come on.
The clout.
Oh.
No, it's good. People know you now.
Yeah.
It's good.
So everything changed after that? Like how people maybe treated you? Did more opportunities happen for you after that? Like,
well,
there must have been a bigger shift when you came back from Perth, or back to Perth.
Yeah, what I can understand is that obviously people are going to respect when you actually go out and do things.
Right.
So there's that, and that's fine. But I found if I was treated differently out of the blue just because I had travelled, I was kind of a bit like, don't really.
Did that happen? Like when you came back, were people like, Renee? Congrats.
I felt like people actually started to give a shit about wacking a little bit, and I didn't really see that as a good thing, to be honest with you, because I was here pushing for so long, and then if I come back and people really only want to be nice to me, felt like if people only wanted to be nice to me because of that reason, I was just kind of like, nah.
Yeah.
No, but
it's such a funny feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, on the good side of not being treated differently, I think people were more often people were seeing like, we appreciate that you're working hard.
Yep.
Let us help you in where we can, and it's really great to have support from over east. Not because now they know me. It's just spent time talking with them and things like that, and just kind of build a friendly connection,
Yep.
But here in Perth, I definitely feel like a lot of people started to appreciate it a bit more, and were like, "Oh, we see you. Like, we understand."
Yep.
That's great. Keep going. So, the good side of it was I did get a lot of support, I think, and people were realizing that I'm actually serious about this. But I do feel like there was a few that just were only really nice to me because I had done well. And then when you don't do well, they don't really want to talk to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that kind of a thing.
For sure.
So you're a good battler now, right? And you learnt a lot from Wizard. Is there a strength that you'd say that you're quite strong at when it comes to battling? Like, what makes you think that? What's your biggest strength in battling?
You know what? I don't even think of myself as a good battler. I don't even think myself as like a high-level dancer yet. I think I still feel like a beginner, and I feel like I'll always be like that in my mind. My dance needs to mature up a lot. Like, first and foremost, like, I never think I'm up here or anything like that. Even if the reality I still wouldn't think like that about myself, ever. You have to stay like hungry and humble always, otherwise you're just shutting yourself off to how much work you actually have to do.
Yeah.
So Andy and Wizard and the few people that have helped me along. What was the question again?
Your strength in battling.
Oh, my strength in battling. My strength in battling isn't something that was taught. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I definitely think I've been taught technique and dance, but my strength in battling definitely is not something that I've been taught. It's something that I've found within myself.
Yep.
Have you ever read or watched Alieness's The Art of Battle?
Like how you're having a conversation with each other and there's a different type of battle presence versus a cipher and so on.
Yes, so
it's like, well, I don't know if you know about this, Isaac, but the what was the name of the text?
The Art of Battle?
The Art of Battle is like a legitimate book, novel that Alieness wrote and published.
Now I have not been able to get I have not been able to get my hands on it, but I have read excerpts and I've watched some YouTube things. And I feel like when I found that, it really resonated with me because subconsciously I was doing that. I do like to have a conversation. I do like to respond.
Yeah.
I do, even if I don't feel confident, I will make myself confident. And I think battle starts in your head. It starts in your mind, which is why I don't actually talk to anybody. When I want to battle, I don't talk to anybody, because your mentality towards it needs to be right. So if you don't keep a strong mind, then you're not going to get the results that you want. Yep. So that's basically, yeah, that's something that I had to find within myself and train within myself. That, yes, you need to do the practice. You need to put in the hard work, you need to improve, you need to get better, you need to explore, you need to do all those things. But you need to train your mind also, and you need to understand how to battle. Because otherwise, if you just throw it out and go in, whatever, yeah, sometimes it's great. And I feel like if you're a really experienced high-level dancer, you can do that, because you're going to trash everyone. You know what I mean? Like, you're so good, you're going to trash everyone. But just for me personally, definitely, it starts in my head, 100%. Keeping a strong mindset. Knowing what I want to achieve and what I want to do, knowing that this person, I'm battling you, you're going to go down. If it's me or you, it's you're going to go down. This is me right now. This is me. And keeping it clear and calm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But definitely recommend looking into Alienus, the Art of Battle. He does have some.
I didn't know he had a book, but yeah.
It's like written all in capitals. When I started whacking, and I started to learn that hands can change your expression and make it look prettier or stronger or whatever. I hated my hands, because my hands, like, I have such small fingers and they're not exactly like elongated or skinny, and I was like, man, this looks ugly, like I don't want it, I'm gonna get nails that look prettier.
You need some Nicki Minaj, Cardi B coming out, like some long ass ones.
I was like, I want my hands a little prettier. So I got nails, but you know, now I realise I don't necessarily need that. I can just have nice,
colourful ones,
presentable, colourful nails to make my hands look nice, I guess.
Nice.
Not that you have to do that. That's just, you know, my insecurity with my hands, I guess.
So she wins, man.
Shut up. Slice you.
Ooh. Hey, what else do you do apart from, like, out of the dance world? What else do you get involved in? Is there any other articulate things that you do, or hobbies that you get into?
I like to gym.
Yeah.
That's at the one that Edit goes to too, right? That one with the...
I was going to S30.
Right.
Yeah. That is a dope gym. I was going there, but coronavirus and things like that, and I didn't have a job at the time, so I did cancel my membership there.
Yep.
Now I just go to a regular gym, trying to upkeep my fitness. And I've actually gotten into Pilates.
Ooh,
recently.
Nice.
Yes. I actually find Pilates is really good for quietening your mind, but also strength and conditioning for dance.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep, definitely a really good activity to partake in to help your dance.
Yep.
Sometimes I like to draw.
Yep.
I can't say I'm like a hella experienced drawer, but I do find it as a form of meditation for me. And just being able to creatively express myself without physically doing anything.
Yep. Yeah.
I love to cook.
Yep.
But I don't necessarily have any other hobbies besides dance. I don't know if that sounds sad to anyone,
No,
but
it's not. I think you can do quite a few things.
I love music.
There's only so much you can do in a day anyway.
Yeah, I know. I love music. I'm always trying to learn a lot about music. Yeah, I am a whacker, but I grew up with hip hop music.
Yeah.
I love hip hop. I love hip hop so much.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to learn history of it, read about it, listen about it.
Yep.
Disco, soul, funk, like all genres that I really love and I like to throw myself into, just to learn about them, because it actually affects how you dance to the music.
Yep, for sure.
So if you know about the culture and the origins of the music and why it's structured like that, you'll learn how to dance to it, and you'll feel differently when you dance to it.
Yeah, for sure. You own a small hip hop record collection, don't you?
I do. So I love, that's something I love doing, but it's such an expensive hobby. I like collecting vinyls. So I do have a vinyl player.
Yeah.
Again, my collection is small. It's growing, don't worry. But it is just hip hop, disco,
Yeah.
soul. I think I've got a funk record as well.
Yep.
But PJ, you guys know PJ. Sometimes when I go to her house, I go through all her records that she has. She has so many.
Oh, really?
Like she has a lot. And actually, PJ is someone who's been very influential in my street dance journey as well.
She's so sweet. And, I love PJ.
Yeah, I love her too. She's been so great as a friend, but also she has shown me a lot about street dance and a lot about street dance culture and the resources that I should go to and listen and watch and read. So yeah, shout out to PJ. She's been very influential in my journey. But yeah, her record, her vinyl collection, crazy.
Oh yeah?
So crazy.
Yeah.
I love it. Sometimes I just go in there and I'm like, I want to look at your vinyls today.
Yeah.
I love it. So
Take a bag with you.
I wish.
What's your favorite piece of vinyl
That I have?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, that's such a hard question. Why do you gotta ask me these things? Whilst I definitely like collecting the original issue, so just say if it was a 90s album, that's that exact one from the 90s. I have a Ready to Die limited edition Biggie Smalls vinyl.
Oh really?
Yes.
Whoa.
And that was, I think, one of the first vinyl records that I'd ever bought, maybe like the third one. And I was very lucky to find that actually. It's quite a rare edition. But yeah, that's definitely my most prized possession, I'd say. And I do have the original issue of Cream by Wu-Tang.
Whoa.
On single, yeah. Very lucky to find that one as well. Very, very lucky. Yeah, so those two, I'll probably say the Notorious record more, but those two are definitely my prized possessions. I would be so sad if they went missing or someone stole them, or I would actually be heartbroken.
Didn't you go to a Nas concert as well?
Yes.
Last year, and didn't you get a record signed?
Yes.
For Nas? Yeah.
So,
I remember.
Myself and my friend had purchased, as soon as the Nas and Lauryn Hill tour was announced, we bought tickets to the Sydney show because they weren't coming to Perth at the time. It was only announced 4 months later that they were coming to Perth. So we had booked Sydney, got our tickets and everything, and I was just like, I know that Lauryn Hill signs records at concerts. That's just a well-known thing. But I'm not sure why no one brought their vinyls with them to the Sydney concert. Maybe there was a few people, but not a lot. And I don't know if it's just people don't care about that anymore, not too sure. But yeah, we made sure that we were front row, and I got Lauryn Hill to sign my vinyl. I just I was at the front, I literally just jumped, and it was before she was about to end her show, go off stage. And she's to the bouncer, give me the record, give me the record, give me the record. And I was like, oh my God, no.
That's dope, man.
She signed it, and I was just so quiet watching what was going on. She's like, thank you so much for having the vinyl. I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean, you had that, you were carrying it with you the whole time.
And she signed it, and couldn't get Nas to sign my Illmatic CD at the time. But you know how when celebrities and stuff come over, they go to Culture Kings or shit like that, whatever. We were like, it's Nas, definitely has to do something, let's just have a look. And funnily enough, the next day he was going to a Culture Kings in Parramatta. But if you wanted to go there, you had to get there so early, really early. So we woke up so early the next day. We lined up for ages. We were probably there for 3 hours, 3-4 hours messing about. Met Nas, and I didn't really care about meeting him. Why? Of course I do, but you can't talk to them. Do you know what I mean? So he just said, hey, what's up? How you going? But not you can ask him questions.
Can't have coffee with him.
No, exactly. But I just really wanted my Illmatic CD signed so badly, and I got it signed. It was.
What?
I sound like the biggest fangirl, but there's just something about getting your physical copies of music signed by artists that you love. It's just crazy, because now I have that memorabilia. It's not so much
they would love to do that too, though. They must love it.
I don't know. I have no idea, but it's not so much of I met. I don't actually care. I just wanted. I just wanted my record signed. So yeah, that was a dope experience.
Damn, clap it up.
Yeah.
What crews do you rep here in Perth?
Rhythm Fam?
Rhythm.
Me and
Rhythm
Ahong.
Productions.
Yeah.
So Rhythm Productions came from Rhythm Fam.
Okay.
And Soul Delicious, which is Bal, PJ, and Kevin Lem.
Yep.
Yep. They asked me to join them towards the end of last year, I think, maybe like October-ish.
Yep.
And I really feel like Soul Delicious, like, that's my family outside of a family.
Yeah.
There's such a good bunch of people too.
They are so lovely. Really good just with life and in dance. So it really feels fitting to belong with them, you know. And obviously me and Ahong are like family. I consider him my brother.
Oh really? Nice.
Piss me off. But yeah, no.
Slap you,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Oh my god, the
You
amount
probably
of
keep him in line. That guy.
honestly,
You
the
need
amount of
someone to-
arguments that myself and Ahong have is hilarious. Like it's so funny. Like we both love each other, but like we fight. It's probably me all the time, but anyway.
Yeah, you come across quite feisty.
Yeah, I am. He's like, can you just wait? I'm like, no. But yeah, no, definitely Ahong and PJ and stuff, like they're all my family outside of my actual family. So yeah, I really do appreciate having them. I don't think I would still be here dancing and street dance in the scene if I didn't have them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn man, that's special man.
That's good. You finally found you finally grew.
Yeah, you got a good bunch of people.
But even outside of street dance, there are still few people like Izzy and Angie. Izzy does a lot, I think, for the dance scene in general. Like she's tried to do a lot for everyone in general. So yeah, those people were definitely pivotal in my journey, for sure.
Was there any other pivotal moments from Destructive Steps 9 to today that were that helped you?
Oh yeah, there was
figure out your way?
there was a loss, that's for sure. Homebrand Jam that Ahong held in, was it December?
November.
Or November?
Last year.
Yeah, I completely like just caked it. I don't know if I just wasn't feeling it that day or my training wasn't how I should have trained, but yeah, really did not do well in the 2v2 or in the 7 to Smoke. And the 7 to Smoke was something that I really wanted to push myself and try and do at least decent in, and I just completely like flopped it. I don't know, and for so long, oh my god, that took me like 2 months.
To get over.
Yep. Like it actually took me like 2 months to get over it. Because I was so disappointed in myself. But again, I needed that loss. Because I could see the gap between me and the rest of the international dancers that were over for the 7 to Smoke. Because the guys and girls that came over, like they're crazy. Yeah. They're so good at what they do, and they have such a large knowledge on street dance and such a large vocabulary. Yeah, just really high trained dancers, and I was like, shit, like I really flopped that. I did not dance anywhere near the best I could, I think. But definitely needed that learning experience. Like I said before, I needed to lose. I really needed to lose. I had succeeded for a while, and then I really needed to battle. Yeah, definitely. Great wake up call. Really needed to battle people that were beyond my level. Again, needed to be put on my ass. And it really did that. It did that, definitely. So yeah, I felt in a way, I think it was only me and Taiju that were battling for Perth. Yeah, and I just felt like I wanted to hold it down for Perth, and I didn't, you know. And I was like, man, even though I shouldn't feel like I've got something to prove, I really wanted to prove that we can do it, like Perth can do it. And we still can. We still can. Just that moment there, I was like, shit, I don't know why I just buckled under the pressure, but I did. And that's life. Yeah, that's life, and that's it, you know. That was probably the most disappointed I've ever been in myself.
I mean, what's that guy, Ahong's friend? That guy is good, man. AJ.
Oh, AJ, he was judging, yeah. AJ's crazy, yeah.
Who's the guy that won?
No, that's Bagao. Bagao.
Big gal, okay.
He's a locker, yeah. No, different guy. He was insane. I took his class the next day, and I was like, oh my god, what is going on?
Oh really?
Oh my god, it was really good. Like it was so good. And I really struggled to keep up in the class. And I love that. If I struggle in class, I need that. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to class and be able to do things. I want to go to class and be like, how?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Homegrown Jam was a very pivotal event in my journey. Yep.
Cool. So after Homegrown Jam was November. So November to now, gone through COVID, having to deal with that. And then I don't know if we caught that conversation, but now you meet Daniel and the Vogers.
Daniel and Toots, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So they have done something really great and taken it upon themselves to now start a Vogue scene.
Yep.
And they're so young and they're doing really, really great with it. Yep. They're very driven and very ambitious, and I do think really highly of them. Yep. Here to support them like 500%, you know, because wacking and Vogue kind of come from the same culture. So it's really important that I link with them and they link with me and we learn properly about it.
Yeah, that's super good.
You know, Daniel himself is in the drag scene and things like that, so that has a huge influence on wacking. And yeah, we'll be sharing together in a couple of weeks at YMCA. Just teaching like this is Vogue and this is wacking. Like while they're not the same thing, like here's the difference between them, and you know, you can here's the relevance as to why they come from the same communities and things like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're doing really great, and I have a lot of love and a lot of respect for them because they are so young, and I think they're only like 19, 20. So they're doing really well, and I just want to be here to support them and to build a nice community with the wackers and Vogers. Definitely.
Feels like you're writing history right now. Really making it.
It does, and you know they've really been kind of like a saving grace in a way, because just coming out of COVID, I was like, oh, do I belong at YMCA jams? Because you've got the breakers, you've got like the hip hop session, you've got the crump session, and I was just kind of like, I don't fit into any of these sessions. And then I started to think, oh, I'm going to teach first, and then I actually want to have a wacking session once I have an interest, sort of a thing, you know. That was just my way of thinking, and I was like, well, I don't really feel like I belong, you know, I'll just see how it goes. I want to teach first and get some interest. But then Daniel came along and he was like, hey, like we have some interest for Vogue, we want to share it, can you support us and get in on that? I was like, 100%. Now I feel like I actually belong somewhere. So even though they're just starting out, but it's funny that I feel like I kind of belong now as well, because they want to do it too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is really great. It is great. Yeah, because I did contemplate for a while, like, well, maybe I don't fit into YMCA jams. There's no one there that's of my niche, you know, like similar thing.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, but now I feel like there is, and I'm just pretty excited to be there and support them and build.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
So you'll be at session, when are you planning on like
going next week, as of next week.
Oh, right.
My life's been pretty like crazy.
You went like once or twice before?
I used to go when it first started out, and then I just I was doing For the Love show as well. So I had a lot of rehearsals and stuff like that, and then kind of felt like maybe I didn't belong there. Not that it's anyone's fault, it's just the scenes were growing so great, and that's fabulous. I was just kind of like, oh, maybe not sure yet, like a bit indecisive. I would jam at home with some friends like PJ and stuff like that. And then shout out to Logan for the battle, because that gave me some drive to just be like, oh, screw it, just go, who cares, like you don't have a scene there, but that's fine. Then I had a lot of fun. It was the first battle I have participated in since Homegrown Jam last year. So in a sense, I was like, holy shit, I feel so new again at this, and I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, because I've been, you know, there have been no battles. So yeah, I definitely felt like it was a whole new experience again, and I had so much fun that night actually. Before, awesome. During it, after it, like I just had a lot of fun, and everything that Ahung and everyone else has built there, I was just like, oh my god, how did I not come before? Like I felt like I didn't belong. I was like, I felt like I didn't belong, but I do belong. I'm just a dancer. Like it's fine. I don't need to have a style there. You know what I mean? I could have just so that was really great. But I'll be there going forward.
Yeah.
Dancing, doing my thing.
Yeah, it feels like a place where anyone can come.
It felt like home. It felt like home, and I just actually loved seeing so many dancers in one spot. I was like, shit, like,
it's really nice, wasn't it?
So good, like, just so good. I had the best time with everyone. All my friends were there, like, yeah. Yep, definitely.
How fun was the ciphers at the end?
Yeah, actually, that's what I was gonna say. The ciphers at the end with everyone just felt like a party, and that's how it should be. And that's what made me feel like, oh, wow, no, I do belong here. I just, yeah. This is exactly where I want to be. Yeah.
I think it's also important for like every individual. Like, you shouldn't just like going somewhere and be like, this doesn't really feel like how I should be. You should just put yourself and who you want to be there. Yeah. And it kind of will like manifest into something that works for everyone. Definitely.
Yeah, no, definitely. I understand that, and kind of where I was thinking wrong in that. But it is hard. I just found I was so isolated in COVID, and then I was like questioning, well, where do I belong in the scene then? You know? So yeah. But it's starting to all come together.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. But what I meant by that comment was just like the cypher was all with different dancers, and we're just doing our own thing, but everyone's, you know,
everyone was together. Great. Yep. Yeah. Love that.
I'm
really excited for what you've got going on.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Because you weren't. Sorry, did I just interrupt you?
No, you go.
Did you you didn't get involved with organising Home Brand Jam, did you? Was that?
The first couple of years I did, and then my job at the time, like, I took on more work in a sense, and Ahung really, if I was gonna be there to help him, you know, Ahung really needed me to be there all the time, and I just couldn't, which was unfair on him to give him an expectation that I could be there. You know, a lot goes into organising an event, especially on the level that Ahung did. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. So, you know, he ended up doing it all by himself, and had asked me to participate in the 7 to Smoke last year, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm not organising it, so I want to do that, you know. And Ahung really put his all into that. So.
Are there any future events that you're going to be involved in with organising?
Yes, there will be.
Oh, really?
I'm not going to put it out there just yet, sure. Because it'll probably have to be next year, just of how everything's going with COVID. I do have maybe 2 or 3 things that I really wanted to get at. Yeah. But in due time, you know, in due time, build the scenes first, and I will specifically be focusing on the area of wacking and Vogue.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely will. Everyone else can do all style. Sorry.
I've
had my time in all style. I just need to hone in on my own scene now. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I want to put my energy into, and it will definitely come. Just probably not this year because of everything that's been going on. Unfortunately, just kind of put a halt to everything. But I will be teaching soon.
Lovely stuff.
Yep.
Damn, Renee, dropping some bombs today.
Cool.
Last, I have one more question. Is who would you like to see on this podcast next?
I'm gonna say there's a few people. I would like to see Daniel on here because he needs to be heard. You know, whilst I know wacking and I training and stuff, he's actually from that culture, so, and he's very heavily involved in Vogue, so Daniel would be quite a pivotal one. I'd like to see more females, and I would like to see OGs. We need Perth OGs to represent and talk.
We've got an OG next week.
Who?
Maze from Concrete Elite. Maze.
Oh.
He's from the 80s.
Wow, okay, so, yeah, I've never met.
That OG?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he'll be in next week. So.
That's crazy, if you guys can get more OGs on the show. Yeah. And as a newcomer, definitely Daniel. And any females that you would be interested in talking to, you know? PJ, definitely.
Yeah, there's
PJ's journey is quite crazy, so.
Ooh.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I think
story.
she has a great journey. Well, she's been in the popping scene for like over 10 years, I think.
Yeah, man.
So.
She was killing it like when I started. Like I remember seeing her and she was just always slaying it in the battles. And I was like, that chick is so cool.
And she's so cute.
She is. I just love her vibe, man.
Yeah, she's lovely. But yeah, those are my three.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Three things. Yeah.
We'll work on it for sure.
Thanks, Renee, for coming.
No worries. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
cool.